3, 2, 1. What we are doing today is we are working on stylized character portraits. Dreamcatcher, they are a K-pop girl group. We did this one a couple of weeks back or a month back, and so we are going to do something else. See, I would really love to do this one, but unfortunately it's not a full body. You can see their foot placement, you can see their whole body, and I think makes a really good reference photo. This one is very moody, and I really like the expressiveness and like the vulnerability. We'll do 10 minutes, and then if I want to do a final rendition, we'll do that. 3, 2, 1. Let me just zoom out. Here we go. Let's erase this. I just like seeing what I'm drawing over, and I'm not precious about the drawing underneath. It doesn't need to be perfect. This is a sketchbook where I'm allowed to make mistakes. This is a sketchbook where nothing has to be perfect. We are practicing. This is where we can make mistakes. So they're tilted, and this is the image that we are going in. I feel like I'm trying to capture both the overall pose and then the energy. And it's not easy because I struggle with proportions and overlap. Yeah, it's not easy. But that's why we try to just go with the flow. Whether it's good, whether it's bad, this is a place where we can make mistakes. Nothing is perfect here. We are learning, and I'm going in with trying to establish the placement of the feet and the legs, because I do struggle with that a bit. I try to keep the three-dimensionality of the body, and I try to take into account of how it folds into each other, and then the arms just sort of wrap over. It's not easy. I'm like kind of struggling a little bit. So this is where the elbow is, and it has like a little bend. So it bends down, so it bends there, and then this is where the elbow is, and then it rests here. This is where the index finger is, and then the middle finger to the pinky, that's where that rests. I'm struggling a little bit because I feel like it's a little bit off, but that's okay. Again, I'm just trying to get a feel for where everything just sort of sits with each other. And then their other arm just sits right over. It crosses over their left arm, and if I'm being honest, I think I messed that up because the placement isn't accurate. So it's here. This is where the hand overlaps, and then the fingers struggling. Here we go. The index finger overlaps the middle finger, and then the thumb comes out here. I like to draw a little triangle for the thumb because the thumb is like sort of the meat of the thumb is like a triangle, and I try to imagine that, and so it overlaps here, and so that's how I've sort of broken down the thumb. Is like for the meat, it's like I draw a square or like a rectangle, and then I draw on the side of it, I draw like what would be the meat of the thumb, which is the triangle. And so that's how I sort of place it, and that's how I've been able to just sort of simplify what was a very challenging part for me is the thumb, the hand. The overall hand is really hard and difficult just to sort of make it look right. And then the hair sort of overlaps the face a lot, like it covers a majority, and then it rests down here. And I try to be confident with where I place the hair because that just sort of gives it a really nice and loose a design. I don't know. Like, I feel like when I'm confident and I use my whole arm to draw the hair, it really emphasizes it and the curves without doing too much. Without doing too much detail. Like this needs a little bit, yeah, I feel like that is good. And then the face, I do the, like kind of like a almond shape for the eyes. And then that's where I go in and I try to place what would be accurate for the eyes, like a placement, kind of like a placeholder. And they're very like sad. It's like a vulnerable pose, and so they're looking down. So this is where I feel would be accurate to where the eyes are. And then I'm gonna sharpen this just to get like a. Because I really feel like it makes a difference when you draw with a sharpened lead. Get those nice edges. And then the lips, I always try to do like a, I don't know what you call it, but I got used to drawing the lips when they're like slightly open. And so it's like, draw like a, what do you call that? It's like a tunnel. So think of it like a tunnel opening on the middle of the road, and then one slightly larger than it. And then just color it in, and that's just sort of that's how I draw the lips. Anyways, distracted. The clothes, there's some slits open, and it overlaps here. This is the sleeve, and where it overlaps there. And then the sleeve on the other hand, it overlaps here, and there's a little bit of folding here. And then over the leg, this is the leg in front of us. That is crossed. It's like a little, it's not as bent up towards the chest, so it's straightened out a little bit more. And then the, what do you call it, the fabric is like it's grounded, or it's on the ground, but it has little ruffles that stick up, so we're drawing that. And I think that really adds to the dimensionality, or like the 3D-ness when you try to follow the curves of the folds of the fabric, which isn't easy to do. It took me a while to like really understand how to draw the fabrics and like how to draw like the ends, and then let that just sort of lead you to how to draw it in like a volumetric scale or something like that. And this is where it overlaps. This is the other leg. It has like a lace. They're wearing like a lace, so it's harder to draw it. It's kind of like a fishnet, so I'm drawing like one line going diagonal in like a 45-degree angle in one way, and then I do the opposite, and it'll go the opposite direction, and that just sort of adds to like the fishnet look of the lace that the idol is wearing. And I think that's really cool. And then this is it wraps around their arm and their chest, and then their eyebrows, they're just sort of like, you know, like, I don't know how to describe it, but I really think that we've done a good job capturing it. to try and capture the look of it. It's really hard to see it when I'm, you know, drawing it from a different perspective, like a different angle. But I think we did a pretty good job. I'm pretty happy with this. Regardless if it's good or bad, I think it's good practice to get into the habit of breaking down such a complicated pose, which is never easy. I feel like I constantly struggle with these kinds of moody, atmospheric poses, or like, I don't know, reference images that are like very moody and it's like vulnerable or something, and they're playing this character like, yeah. So that's 10 minutes. That was pretty good. I would say pretty happy with it. We can look at it a little bit closer. We're gonna try it again because I think we can try to do a better job, because I think we get the gist of it a little bit. So let me erase this and we're gonna draw over it. So again, I go in with the mindset that like every sketch that I do is not perfect, nor is it meant to be perfect. I think it's good to really like draw over your sketches if you're okay with that. Not everybody is, and it doesn't work for everybody, but it's what has worked for me, just to be more loose and to not really be precious with the things that I draw, because I'll draw something else. Maybe I will draw it better the next time. Another 10-minute drawing of the same pose, and hopefully we can try to do a really nice job, do it justice, you know, because I'm really proud of myself. I think it's good. All right, let's do it. Timer started. Let's get into it. And then, so I established the leg that's closest to us, and then the other one, it's more higher, and it goes up to their chest. So this one goes up here, and there's like a lot of, I don't know, there's like a meat. So like there's meat in the knee, and it's very like voluminous, if you get what I mean. Like it's bunched up because they're sitting with their arms crossed over each other, over the legs. And then the legs here, they bend down, they come down, and then this is the other foot. And you can kind of see it a little bit. It's really hard, but it's in the shadow, so it's not as clear as it could be. And that's what makes this challenging in like a really good way, because it challenges you to train your eye to see where things are and like how it would look. And I really like that challenging aspect to it. Like it, you know, it's really nice. And then the arm sort of crosses here. And I think if I try to like go here, so like, okay, let me think. So the arm crosses here, and then the hand itself is pretty close, sitting directly against the leg, and I'm just trying to get that to look as accurate as possible. Because it's not easy. It's like the hand is mainly covered up by the fabric, so I can't really see where the elbow starts, where the arm starts. You know, I'm pretty much, it's a pretty much a guessing game, and this is the part that really challenges you to see how everything just sort of overlaps each other, and you build confidence through your, you know, your ability to like break it down. And I think this is the part where you really train yourself to see these little details that can make or break your sketch. And this is why it's good to really work quickly, because you won't be too concerned about the little details. Because the overall clarity of like the little pockets, where here there's a gap between the arm, the chest, and the knee, and then here another one is the gap between the thigh, the foot, and the ground. That is really good, just to like sort of challenge yourself to see those little gaps, because that indicates how clear or accurate your sketch is compared to the original reference that you're copying. These little details can really add to the believability, and whether you're using this to study from or whether you're using this to understand the anatomy better, it's all essential. It's all quintessential, you know? Everything plays a part. And I think that is what really helps me personally. And then I'm trying to accurately capture where the hair falls, because it's not easy. It's like certain parts feel easier than others, but this part I really do struggle with, because it's not something that I normally draw. And this is where I challenge myself to like really see the small details. Whether it's accurate or not, I try to, you know, I'm going into the mindset that this is a study and not like a finished illustration, you know what I mean? Because this is meant to train my eye to like really see the little details that can make or break it. In my opinion, I think I messed up on the face, so let me try to redo it, because I really think that like the proportions isn't accurate. The face proportion to like the size of the head to the size of the body doesn't feel accurate to me. And so I'm just trying to really this is what I struggle with. Is like, because the hair is covering the back of the neck, it's kind of hard to see where things start and stop. So here I'm going in to just try to get as close as I can. And then I'm trying to get the hair, because I don't have much time. I'm kind of running out of time. And so I'm trying to make the most of it by figuring out the strands of the hair and like where gaps are, to just try to accurately capture it. And I'm gonna be honest, I am struggling a lot right now. But honestly, that's okay, because I'm allowing myself to make these mistakes. Because regardless, there are going to be drawings that don't turn out the way that I want to, and I'm okay with that. And I'm okay with that, which is, you know, all part of the art journey. Because when you go into the mindset that you're not going to make good drawings all the time, I think not every artist shows the bad drawings that they make before they make that really good drawing, you know what I mean? And I think it's really good to remind yourself that, like, not every sketch that you make will turn out the way that you want. Because you have to make, because we're all learning at our own pace, and not everybody learns at the same pace. So whether you pick up on certain things faster or slower, it's what works for you. And I think at the end of the day, you're learning and we're all learning. So I think that's good to remember. Because again, we're all human. We're not like machines that can just whip up like a sketch in just a matter of minutes. I mean, we can, but like we have our limits, and that's why it's a little bit harder to. My brain is not working. It's harder to forgive yourself, or I feel it's hard to forgive myself when I'm setting such high expectations of how I feel my art should look. We're gonna just sort of finish this up real quick, because I know even though the time is gone, I'm such a perfectionist. Because it's hard to talk and draw at the same time, but that's okay. So this is our first sketch, and this is our second sketch. I do like the placement of the eyes a little bit more. This one was a little bit too close and it's too big, and I think we did a pretty good job. We did a pretty good job with the hand still. Yeah, I think maybe this one is the last one, and we'll do maybe 15 minutes. I think we got this. We can do it. Okay, let's get started. All right. This is the final rendition. Should we do it on a different page? Nah, I think we can erase it and just draw over it. All right, let's stop wasting time. All right. We'll do 15 minutes. 3, 2, 1. We're gonna erase, because again, this is not something we're precious about. We're gonna make more drawings, and I'm not worried that like I won't make any drawings as I'm proud of, but like I would rather go in with the mindset that my drawings will get better as I keep working on them. So let's just work on it. I'm proud of what we created, so I'm glad you're here for that moment, because none of my drawings last forever, because I'm constantly drawing over them. And so I'm proud of myself for that. Alright. Oh, whoops. Okay. Let me move. Brain. Oh! Let me zoom out. I don't know. My confidence in drawing the body is a little bit easier, but again, I still struggle with certain parts. There are certain things that I struggle with more than others, and so you'll see that as I'm drawing more and more, you know. So when I draw this actually goes out further. So I haven't been drawing it as accurately as I could have been the first 2 times, but that's okay because we're learning and this is all still new to me, so it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be perfect, but I always aim to do it better the next time and like really break it down successfully as much as I can anyway. And that really forces me to really train my eye because I'm looking at details and then putting my own spin on it. The knee, I'm having so much trouble with the knee, but again, that's just because I don't draw it often, so I don't know how things are supposed to look, you know? And so this arm is here, and then I feel like this is where the elbow stops, or this is where the elbow starts, and then this is where the arm sits, and then that's where those two parts meet, and then the hand starts right there. And that's where I feel like it just sort of sits. I don't know, brain. I'm like struggling. Again, this is hard to see because I can't tell where the hands stop and start, you know? I think that's where it starts. Okay, this is pretty good. And then the back of the neck, the face, we're trying to capture that a little bit. And then the arm here, it goes at a slight diagonal, and then the other arm sits across, and then this is where the arm overlaps over each other. And then the meat of the thumb, the triangle. This is how I'm able to break that down. Hopefully you can kind of see it, but I'll try to go over it just so that you can see. Because I know it's all red, so I'll just try to roughly lay down everything and then go back over it with like a blue just so that you can kind of see how things are all laid out against each other, you know? Because you can't really see it that well with it being the same exact color. I'm gonna sharpen my pencil. I'm gonna sharpen my pencil, make it a little bit easier to get those sharp lines. Doesn't feel accurate. I don't know. can't really see the eye anyway, so it's like, you know. Because it's hard. It's like, it's both at an angle, and I'm drawing at an angle. I'm drawing at a different angle than where I'm supposed to see it. So I'm like, is everything looking good? You know? I don't know. Anyways, that's just my insecurities. It's like, does it look good? Nah, it doesn't have to look good because this is supposed to be a sketch. It's supposed to be a study. So whether or not it looks good, I think the most important part is really improving my ability to really see the different what do you call it? It's my ability to try and do better the next time. So yeah. And then the little lip, and then the part that overlaps the top, just to showcase like the, I don't know. Anyways, the struggle. I'm struggling, chat. Chat. I just love I love the fact that I just say chat. I don't know why. I don't know. So this is that. This is the hair, and it's so hard to like, I don't know. Anyways, I'm like trying to capture it as accurately as I can, and I'm trying also just to focus on the overall picture, like the bigger picture. I'm trying to make sure that it's as accurate as I can, you know, as accurate as I can make it. Because again, I'm only human, so it's okay if I make mistakes. It doesn't have to be perfect, but I try not to go into it with like a perfectionist mindset. It's just, you know, I'm studying. I'm doing my homework. I'm studying, I'm learning, and it's okay to not make it look perfect. It's okay for it to not look perfect, even though I want it to be. Even though I set high expectations for my art, I remind myself that I'm human and I'm allowed to make mistakes. And so this is the shirt. This is the part that overlaps the fabric. And then this is where this overlaps. I'm trying to make it so that you can actually see it a little bit. Regardless. Maybe you can kind of see where things overlap now that I'm darkening the lines a little bit. It's a little bit easier to see them. I'm going to try to do that with the rest of it, you know. Let's try to showcase the folds as much as I can, you know. I think this is pretty good. And then this is like the heel. I try to add like a little arch because most do have an arch. And then I do struggle with certain things like the foot and the meat of the leg. Certain parts that I still struggle with, but you know, I'm human, so it's okay if it doesn't look accurate. But I think I did a pretty good job. I don't know if one of the members would actually see this and recognize themselves, but if you do, I apologize if I didn't do you justice. I'm still learning, but I hope you enjoy this drawing if they ever see this. I think I did a pretty good job. I'm pretty happy with this. Just gonna make some final details. It's not the best, but it's also not the worst, so I would say that I'm pretty happy with that, right? I think there's worse things to be disappointed about. I think for the most part, I think I did what I can do, and that's all we can all ever do, you know? Like, we're just doing our best. Because, I mean, we're not robots. You know, we have flaws. Everybody has their own flaws. Anywho, let's just keep drawing. Pretty happy with what I was able to do, you know. May not be much, but I'm still proud of myself because it's not easy to be this consistent with art. It's like you got so many things to worry about, and so it's a tough balance, but I think we can all do it. Whether you put 5 minutes, 5 seconds, you can do it. So this is it. This is the final iteration. It took me a few tries, but I think we finally did it. For me, I think the first one, I would give myself like out of 1 to 10 rating. This is just like constructive criticism against myself. I think the first one, out of a 1 to 10 scale, I would give myself a 6.5. And then the second time, there are certain things that I picked up, and that made it like a 7 or like a 7.75. It really enhanced the drawing a little bit. And then for this one, because I really picked up and I really understood the layout and like the body anatomy when it's like foreshortened, and like there is overlapping between the hands and the feet and the knees and the head. I would give this final rendition at least an 8.5, because let's be honest, I think I really took it to the next level when I understood the anatomy, and then I kind of tried to focus a little bit on the eyes. I think the 1.5 is missing because the structure of the face. I really am struggling with the layout of the eyes because it's look, the head is tilted away from us at a 3/4 view, and it's really hard to get that looking right. But I think for effort wise, an 8.5 out of 10. An 8.5 out of 10, because I always give myself room for improvement. And I don't think I'll ever get like a full 10 out of 10 because there are always things that I am going to learn next. And so I want to thank you for listening and for watching and for all of the above. Thank you so much. This is a continuation of my sketchbook. This sketchbook is literally brand new, as you can tell. This sketchbook is literally brand new. And I just started this one around the last week of May. So this one is a little bit newer, but I'm pretty happy. And I'm pretty happy with the progress I've made. And I'm really excited for what the future holds for me in terms of my art career because I really feel like I've progressed so much. Appreciate your kind and unconditional support. I really appreciate you. And I think that this is like a really nice way to sort of draw together with my community. I hope that you've learned something about my art process and how I've sort of broken down the anatomy from a photo reference, because this is what we were copying, and so this is the final look of what we got versus the actual reference. And so I'll put the actual image of the reference on the screen, but this is my rendition of it. And so I hope you enjoy it, and I hope that you have a great rest of your week, and thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed any part of this video, whether it's the drawing, whether it's the photo reference, whether it's the fact that I'm doing like a K-pop fan art study sort of thing from a K-pop photo book album, give the video a thumbs up. Let me know what your favorite part of the video is, whether it's drawing, whether it's the idol that I'm using as a reference, or whether you just really like my energy, because I struggle a bit and it's really hard to talk and explain my thought process at the same time, but I hope you really enjoy it. Don't forget to subscribe and ring that bell for notifications, because if you really like the draw with me sketch, if you really like the draw with me or sketch with me videos, then I think you'll really like it here. And I think that I can offer some helpful advice for getting into art and for what I felt really helped me improve. And so if that is of any interest to you, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications, and maybe in the next video we'll either do like a sketchbook tour or another draw with me of a K-pop idol or somebody else. Anyways, I think that's it for now. I appreciate you. I hope that you have a wonderful week. Peace out, Team Scout. See you in the next video. Yes, I think that's it. Peace out, Team Scout. Bye. Oh yeah, I want to also say that I don't think I've ever explained, but my background in art is that I'm the only artist in my family. I'm the only artist in my family who has a passion for art, and I really love it because it feels like it's one area of expertise that I feel most confident about, most passionate about, and most importantly, it's just where I truly can be myself. And art has really given me a space to show how I can shine, as I feel like there was nothing where I could make like a positive impact or feel like I belong. And I feel like I finally belong in the art community because I've really excelled in like my own art journey, and I've really come so far, and I'm just excited for what the future can possibly hold for me. And so I think it can only get better from now on. Several years ago, I got my bachelor's degree in animation, so I would like to do more animation. So look out for more animations. And other than that, peace out, Team Scout.